Hi, I'm Jeff. This is Tropical Plants at 53 degrees, and today I'm going to have a chat to you about Dendrobium Stardust Firebird. Just a quick one, let's get cracking. Okay, so this is my Dendrobium Stardust Firebird, and for some reason I've not written on when it was purchased. It was last year, it was 2019 at some point. There's just a few things I want to mention to you. I mean, obviously I've already unpotted it. Roots are all great, nothing wrong with the roots at all. There was a hard core of sphagnum moss at the top there, and it was quite difficult to get out. I was in danger of actually, pulling off the roots by trying to get to it. I think there's probably still a little bit in there. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button, ding the notification bell, and you won't miss any updates. I'll keep having a little hack away at it, but I don't want to destroy what's there. So just something to point out anyway. So this is probably the wrong time of the year to pot it. I understand the best time to pot it is after it's flowered, but I won't have time when that happens. I've got time now, so I'm going to take a risk. And as so often is the case with these things, these plants, they want to survive, and they will usually, you won't suffer too much, or they won't suffer too much. So I just want to show you, I mean, obviously at this particular point in time, we've got little nubbins coming. You can just about see them coming there on various canes. There's another one there. They are coming. I'm quite certain it's going to flower, but it's this thing here. It's got lots of shoots on it, ready for flowering, but is it a Keiki? Well, there are no roots on it. It's almost like a branch coming off there, and it's not particularly sturdy. I think if I didn't stake it, it would definitely snap off. But I'm just wondering if anybody else has seen anything like that, seen one of these dendrobiums branching like that without forming any roots at the bottom. Maybe it will at some point. Would we call that a Keiki? I don't know. So, like I say, I've only had it probably not a year yet. The mixture, I'll just pick you up a second, because the potting mixture it was in is, it certainly hasn't gone off, it's not gone sour, but it's very peaty. It's a very, very water retentive kind of mix, and this is why I've found that I really have to be careful with the watering, because it's very, very easy to keep it wet. When it's time for its dry winter rest, it took quite a while for it to dry off. In fact, it took a good 6 to 8 weeks to dry off. So, and in fact, when I unpotted it today, it was still quite wet at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that mix based on what my own growing environment is like. My own growing environment tends to be more on the side of high humidity and low temperatures. That's possibly why it stays wet for a long time. So I'm going to open up the mix a bit more. I'm going to put some bark and sphagnum moss in there and some perlite. I'm probably going to go a bit heavier on the bark than the sphagnum and the perlite. So there will be some water retentiveness in there, but it will be quite open as well, so hopefully it will drain through. So I'll show you when I've potted it up. I'll show you the mix, and then I'll show you when I've potted it up. Okay, so this is my mix. I've put some vermiculite in it, I've got some bark in it. Gosh, that's a big piece. I've got some sphagnum moss in it. I've tried to be a bit more heavy on the vermiculite and the bark than on the sphagnum moss. The pot that I've just bought is 11 centimetre pot, 11 centimetre diameter, and I've put all these additional holes in it. It was in that, and I couldn't quite see, I couldn't see what was going on other than at the top, so it involved lots of prodding, and I'd rather see what's actually going on so I can see that it's drying out properly, and these holes hopefully will speed up that process. So we'll give it a try and see what happens. So I'm going to pot this up into here, get all these stakes in. I mean, can you believe this plant needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stakes to keep it all up and going and not falling over, keep it sturdy. So I'll put that up now. I'll put you on time lapse and let's get cracking. So here we go. Okay, so job done. That's better now. I can see the roots. It had a really good root system on it, but I can see what's going on now, and I can see whether it's drying out and whether I should give it any more water. It is time to get water in them now. Like I say, it's got lots of nubbins on it, and obviously this branch bit here is pretty much ready to pop, as it were. Some of the other canes have got branches on it. It's grown some new canes. It's mostly this branch one really that's popped up. At the moment I've got it at 10 degrees. When I looked it up it said a minimum of 12, but I'm not going to put it in the warm side of the greenhouse yet. I'm going to slow it down a little bit and let it do its thing a little bit more naturally. So that's Dendrobium Stardust Firebird. I might still give it a little clean up yet. Some of these old growths, just chop those off just to make it look a little bit happier, and hopefully it'll do well in its new pot. I'll update the label, give it to water, stick it back on the cooler side, and let's see what happens. Like I say, I realise this is the wrong time of the year to do these things, but as I've seen on numerous occasions, plants have this inbuilt willingness or ability to want to survive, and I know that when the time comes that this actually is ready for repotting according to the books, I know that I'm going to be too busy. So I'm doing it now, and let's see what happens. If it dies, well, it dies, but I really doubt it will, but let's see anyway. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you did, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.